Sandwich Chamber presents a program to showcase the members of the Sandwich Chamber of Commerce. My name is Joe Arno. I'm a realtor with the Destination Realty Group at William Ravis, and here with me is Rose Provencher of Splash Stationers. Welcome, Rose.
Hi, Joe. Nice to see you here in the shop.
Thanks for having us in. It's a beautiful shop. We're located here right on Jarvis Street.
Number 18 Jarvis Street, right to the left of Beth's Teas.
Can you give us an idea of how long you've been with the Chamber?
I've been a member of the Chamber going into 6-7 years right now, and been on the board going into my 6th year. So it's been a wonderful experience, and glad to get to know my business community a little bit more by being on the Chamber.
Now your store is recently open. Hasn't been here very long. When did you actually open up?
We opened up a little less than a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Prior to that, I was doing graphic design work as a home business, and I sort of look at my Splash Stationers shop as my graphic design business on Main Street with everything else besides.
So you still do your graphic design? Is that corporate design? And is that
I do
where
a
you're
lot
going
of
with?
business graphic design work, logo work, business cards, brochures, those sort of things.
As I look around the shop, there are many different types of stationery you have, and some of the logos that you have are very much Cape oriented. Is that your focus, or when you talk to companies, or are you working with any type of design work? Is it off Cape work? What type of design work do you do?
Well, I have been enjoying the business graphic design work and was doing magazine layout work. Now I'm shifting also into what we call social graphic design work, and wedding invitations and personal correspondence and that kind of idea. I'm still doing business cards. I have a group of people that come in, and they're retirees, and they're used to having their own business card, and now they're retired and they still want to be giving out their contact information, so we sort of draw on their past experiences or their hobbies or whatever they're doing, and we come up with a social business card for them, and it's been well received and kind of a lot of fun and not something I expected, so that's always nice to be a part of.
Do you find you have a certain type of clientele that's looking for your cards? I know often when I go to a store to try to pick up a quick card, I spend 15 minutes looking at cards, and they have nothing to do with me. They're basic, they're general, and I always sometimes would just like a simple blank card. Is that the type of clientele you're getting, or who's coming through your door?
A lot of repeat clientele, I have to say, are the neighborhood residents. They've become very loyal to the shop. They come in repeatedly for their greeting cards. And then there are the groups on the weekends of clusters of women, and they'll start looking through the cards, and then this whole back room starts being a little giggle fest because they like the funny cards. And so it's always nice to hear that, so you know that they're enjoying their experience while they're here. And I get a lot of positive feedback regarding the cards, and I have to say even the ones that don't provide the giggles, like a sympathy card or a nice wedding card or a get well card, people have really appreciated, and they're happy, or shower cards even, they're happy to go to an event like a shower and not have the same card that everybody else bought. So that's I like seeing the repeat business like that.
Yeah,
we have our little neighborhood conversations.
I find it with technology the way it is, and everybody responding so quickly with emails and texting and Facebooking, it's very nice to be able to have an outlet where you can personalize a letter or a note without selling them something. It's just very soft, very personal, and that's a great touch that people can do here. I notice also you have all kinds of products here. You have, to go along with the stationery, you have some great pens, and you have games. Can you give us some of your other popular items that you have here that bring people in?
When I designed the shop for color even, and the logo, or all of those things that sort of brand the shop, I wanted to make sure it didn't come across as a pink polka dot shop that only women would want to come to. So we have a number of nice items here for men, and I'm bringing in even more items. We don't have it now, but it should be delivered very shortly. But a whole line of nice leather journals. We have pewter letter openers, some fine pens, and any of the nice stationery, especially from Crane. The men definitely do like. And
tell me about Crane. I see that everywhere in the store. Lots of places in the store. Can you give me some history on that and
yeah.
what that's about?
Crane & Company is the oldest stationery company in America, and they're located in Dalton, Massachusetts. They originated in the early 1800s. and have been in business ever since. They have a wonderful reputation and are wonderful to their retailers. They actually, before they bring in or allow you to bring in their product line, will do an on-site visit, make sure that other retail shops around aren't carrying it. So in that sense, they're a great resource for the stationery industry, but also just a great vendor to be working with. It's just exquisite. All of their papers are made from 100% cotton, and they've been doing that since they started business in the early 1800s. And in addition to that, they also provide, and have provided since then, the paper product, which is the cotton product, to make our US dollar bills.
Wow,
so
interesting.
it's a great Massachusetts story. I haven't yet gone to their museum, but I'm really looking forward to going to their museum in a few months.
So not only does it look presentable when you get a letter from them, but when somebody opens up a note from you, they can feel that there's some values. It's a textural thing as well.
Yeah, it is.
So it's really a personal. It's a nice touch.
Yeah, I think of people who walk in and do their little happy dance in the shop because they like stationery, have that sort of tactile romance with paper.
Sure.
And I guess I do to a point. I mean, I really like seeing paper. If it's something embossed on the paper, it's so nice to touch it and just, you know, put your hand over it and realize that it's just very nice quality that you're, you know, that you're working with.
Well, so Rose, we have crane paper from Massachusetts. Lots of different items here. Anything that says Cape Cod or local?
I'm always seeking out different artists and different craftspeople. Happy to talk to them if they have something to offer. But right now, I have to say we're really happy with the watercolor note cards that we have that Joe Gallant, who's a Sandwich resident, does. They're beautiful, very popular, nice scenes of the boardwalk, the grist mill. Visitors enjoy it, but our local clientele definitely likes it too. Very popular at Christmas time because he has a Christmas theme that goes with all of these local scenes. So that's a nice popular item. We also have Grosgrain Ribbon, and it's a sandwich business that supplies the Grosgrain Ribbon to our shop.
What is that? I never heard of that.
Grosgrain Ribbon can be solid color or it can be striped, but it's very popular with the teenage girl crowds because you can use it for bows in your hair and items.
Oh,
but it's also a nice.
So that's why I don't know about it. I don't know use
It's
for that.
also a nice decorative item. But the company that supplies it is Strano Designs here in town. It's nice to work with local business owners who, you know, supply these items to the shop.
So you have the watercolor artists.
We have a local photographer, Alan Budney, who does beautiful note cards with his photography. We're happy to carry his cards. And we also have a local lady who does embroidery. And she does embroidered bunnies for us that are birth announcement bunnies that have the name and the birth date on it. She also does embroidery on pillowcases and other items. So it's fun to offer those items to the public. And
those are personalized. You can personalize with names or beach house or cottage by the seas, things like that.
Exactly.
All customized, nice.
Yeah, nice items that way.
Great. So that's a great gift as well.
Yeah,
for
and
home opening, home welcoming, and we
Exactly.
see a lot of that here. As a realtor, it's a great gift.
Yeah,
for,
that pillowcase that says Beach House on it. It's a wonderful
That's
gift. And again, I'm hoping to expand on all of those things and start talking to other artists that can, then have their items here in the shop too.
Super. I know you have a lot of origami things kicking around. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's sort of the fun factor for the shop. I mean, our tagline is the classic and yet the unexpected, and so origami sort of fits into that fun factor. And love children. I remember the days when my sons, especially my oldest son, would just love to do his origami, especially Christmas tree ornaments. And so it's a paper product, and I thought it would be fun to incorporate kids and bring kids in and start introducing them to origami. And there are a few young children in this area who are quite good at what they do and definitely surpass my amateur origami folding skills. And it's a great thing for parents who are visiting the area to just pick up an origami book or a kit and bring it back to the hotel or the campsite or whatever.
A great rainy day project to do.
Yeah, it is.
You also you have some puzzles here and some other books for children. There's so much around, so it's not just the letters. There's much more to do here.
Yeah, every once in a while there's a niche that totally escapes me, and then but with the customers coming in, they do put in their requests. And last summer, just before summer, I had so many parents, or even once summer hit, so many parents are asking me for camp stationery, and I had no idea what that was. And since then, I've researched the industry, and we are bringing in camp stationery this year, and it's a wonderful thing.
And what is?
They're kits that parents will give their children to go to camp, and they have like postcards with comical things on it. So the children will write their parents and send it back home. And there's also the reverse kit, which the parents will fill out and send to the kids at camp. So I think it's great that they're still doing that sort of thing, and they're not just doing everything online or Skyping the whole time that they're at camp.
I'm not sitting there and,
Yeah.
dear mom, send more money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's a yeah. So I was happy to find it. It was hard to find last year when I started first looking at it. And there was actually a company I was working with other items I brought in the shop that decided to bring back what they used to have and that they were phasing out. Then they realized that they really had a market for it. So we'll be doing camp stationery for kids.
That's great. And you're easy to find here on Jarvis Street. Tell us about the location and how that works with you with the other shops and foot traffic. Is there a lot more going on down here now?
I'm happy with, I love the location. I love the building. It has such a nice presence on Jarvis Street. My only desire would be to have more retail down here on Jarvis, more retail on Main Street even, so we can all be feeders for each other, then we could all succeed. So that's the challenge. But there is healthy, wonderful foot traffic all summer long. Meet a lot of international people. They're staying at the B&Bs, and they come in, and I have to say the European visitor is a fun person or a fun couple to have here in the shop, and they absolutely appreciate wonderful stationery. And I was ordering stationery for them and shipping stationery for them even once they left our community. So a lot of Eastern Europeans. I had a couple just the other day from Italy even, so it's not just a summer seasonal thing. So
speaking of seasonal, I come through here today and you have lots going on regarding weddings. Can you tell us about that part of your business?
Yeah, I have to say that's been a nice part for the winter season, as the brides of the bridal couples are all planning their summer and fall weddings. And it's allowed me to play with my graphic design, and I say that only because it is so much fun. And we've come up with a number of custom designs for the shop. The bridal couples were finding those nautical motifs that they were looking for when they were planning their wedding, and so it was sort of out of necessity and a challenge that I decided, well, I'll just put something together and see how it flies. And so we started first with a seagrass motif, and then we went into a sandcastle motif and shells, and just this past Saturday a bridal couple picked up their Adirondack chair motif invitation. And so it's those sort of beach themed kind of motifs that have been really satisfying and a lot of fun to work with the bridal couples. And we still have albums that they can choose from, but in that sense.
So they come in with an idea. Is
they
that
come
how it works?
They usually come in saying
or no idea.
That they...
It's usually the groom that has the idea, isn't it?
He'll have ideas,
yeah.
And she'll have ideas. Actually, it usually is a sense of frustration that they haven't found what they wanted, and for some reason they're, coming to my shop. A lot of referrals that are starting to come through from, the Pomponesset, the Daniel Webster.
Okay.
So in that sense, some of the traffic is getting driven here by referrals. And then some of the traffic is being driven here by mothers who have been coming to the shop anyway, and now their daughters are getting married, and so they are, excited for them to start having that conversation about what kind of wedding invitation they want. So I've been lucky. I've been happy with the fact that they've usually liked the designs that we have and haven't actually been doing much with the albums, although I'll still carry them because I think that's important.
Okay, so you have some great wedding opportunities, lots of choices. What other types of invitations and seasonal items do you have here?
We have what they call imprintable invitations, and they're pre-designed for a certain event, like a wedding shower, a baby shower, or graduations, which are coming up.
Yeah.
And even at that, I'll probably try to introduce a Sandwich High School graduation motif to the graduation invitation line this year. So parents will come in, or sisters, brothers, or whatever, if they're doing shower sort of things. and they'll provide me with the information. We're working on a 60th birthday party right now, and they'll provide me with the information. We'll do the layout on the invitation and print them for them.
Oh, so you actually print it for them, so
right.
They come in looking very sharp.
Very nice. The printing is done with a printer that's recommended for stationery shops, so everything is nice and straight. Somebody was telling me the other day they were trying to do envelopes at home and couldn't do it, and I said, we'll do envelopes. So
is there a cost benefit for this? Do you get more return when the people use these? Do they get more people to show up to their party if they're sending out a nicer invitation?
Well, it benefits me because then it introduces all
Not
those
just
guests.
For you, but
I know what you're saying.
For the people who want
exactly.
guests with bigger packages.
Well, I had a mother last year who was talking about her son, and for his graduation party, she did a beautiful graduation invitation, and it sort of notched it up as far as the relatives taking notice and coming and celebrating his special day. So I thought that was a great story, and I could see how that probably would, because there are so many graduations out there that to get an invitation for a graduation party is all that much more special. So
nice, smart. So you invited them to the party. People showing up. You have gifts here that might work for that as well. Do you get a lot of? I saw some bracelets, the nice pen sets. What's selling?
Yeah, the brides were talking about presents for their bridesmaids, and so we have items that have initials on them, whether it's a little makeup bag or some of our jewelry will have an initial on it. Those have been popular for wedding party presents. We also carry the My Cape, My Town bracelet, which is a sterling silver bracelet, and each bead represents a certain town. And so that's been very popular. There's a sandwich bead, a town neck bead, sandwich boardwalk bead, and a sandy neck bead. So there are, sandwiches nicely represented with that line. I asked them to do the sandwich boardwalk one. I said, if I'm carrying the line, I really want a sandwich boardwalk one. And it's been very popular with, for bridal parties as well as just the visitors here in the summer.
Now, when they give out something with the embossed with the initials, is it the bride's initials or is it the individuals?
Well, when we do the invitations, a lot of times we will put an emblem or a little tab on the outside of the invitation, and it is the last name of the groom, especially if the bride is assuming the groom's name. Okay. If not, they have to work it out and just tell them what they want to do.
But on the gift side, they actually individualize the gifts for each individual.
Oh, for the party, for the wedding party?
For the wedding party.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It depends. A lot of times I think if it's a personal gift, then the first initial works fine. If it's a couple gift, then it's definitely the last name. So a lot of times it's the first name for those sort of things.
You get a lot of, so sometimes it's so hard just to find a small gift. I know for kids, teenagers, they're trying to do something nice. Is there something here for them, for their friends and their
we have nice journals. We have nice journals that are tailored for the preteen and teen crowd. We have a whole wall of items here that, whether it's a nice pencil case, some fun jewelry even for them with little beads on them. Their journals, their pencil cases, which really double up as makeup cases, so I'm finding out. Magnets are very popular in our shop, and magnet boards, which make up nice memo boards, and we do them up with grosgrain ribbon. And we're getting a series of one girl going to a birthday party giving it as a gift, to another girl coming in and then going to a birthday party giving it as a gift. So we've had a run on our metal boards with their grosgrain ribbon ties, but it's fun. It's fun to see that, and I'm glad they're using that sort of item.
Yeah, so it's a small group with a lot of money. These teenagers, at least they're getting it from their parents. At least, and so you have.
It's their babysitting money.
That's right. That's it. So your shop it's full of stuff. It's great. You get a lot of people that just come through just to wander around, and they find something they weren't even looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the unexpected. I don't know what they're expecting when they come in, but I hear many, many times, "Oh my gosh, you have so many things in here." I thought I would just see, boxes of paper or stationery. And then we start telling them about the note cards that we offer can be personalized with their name or their monogram, and we can print that, and it makes a great hostess present for yourself, but also moms and teachers and that sort of thing. So they're happy to hear about that personalizing service.
Tell us about your logo. You have a beautiful stained glass in your window, and it's on your cards. What is your logo of the swan? How does that fit into?
Well, as a graphic designer, it's sort of, the pressure's on if you're designing a logo for your own business.
True.
But I have to say, it sort of came naturally because I just started to look at my house one day and realized that I had been collecting swan planters for a while. And
so, you didn't even realize it?
Well, I was collecting them and they were just, doing their thing on the mantle. And then when I was thinking of a logo for myself, I'm like, what a beautiful idea to have a swan married with the wedding industry, because swans mate for life and they just, they're just a beautiful love story in themselves. So then the challenge was, how do I depict a swan as a logo? Right. But it came so quickly. It was like a one-night thing.
Wow.
I'm used to, committee decisions for logos, and so
right.
This was so satisfying and fun. And
did you find yourself arguing it out in your head?
Well, it was funny because I was sitting and drawing on the couch, and I just sort of showed it to my husband, and he knew I was trying to do a swan, and he told me it looked like a duck. So we went.
So you left the room.
No. I said, you're right, it does look like a duck. I better go do some research on what swans look like after all. So then I realized that, the proportion of the neck and how it swoops down. So it did require a little research.
It's very elegant.
Oh, thank you. It was fun to do. And then the colors, the navy blue is just such a solid color. It's a color that, men can relate to. It's also a nice nautical color, so the navy blue has really worked well, and the green is just to sort of give it some life.
So with this as this great store with all this stuff here as your retail, you're still strongly into the development of logos, and in that process, it's up to the business owner to come down and just give you ideas, and then you just start running with it. Is that how that works? And you mentioned committees. I mean, on the Cape, a lot of companies don't have committees. It's usually an individual or a couple of people.
I do. Yeah.
What's that process like?
Very nice small business owners, and that's all they really have to do is just get in touch with me. Usually if they come in, or they can give me a call ahead of time if they would like to do that. So it's kind of a hit or miss sometimes how busy the shop is, but a lot of times the business owner has their own idea and want to see things developed a certain way, and it's a matter of fine-tuning it, and it's fun. I like doing all of that artistic creative brainstorming with somebody. It's so satisfying. So, yeah, happy to do it.
Do you see trends ongoing in the business community with business cards? Like, everyone's tied to Facebook as you are, the websites, all these different things. How are they able to say that on one card and it still be impactful? Is that a challenge now, or how's that working?
I encourage all of the business card people that I work with, all of the businesses that have business cards, to use the backside even, and then you can, there's a lot more real estate on the backside.
Absolutely.
And tell your story on the backside, put your other contact information, Facebook, whatever it might be. Encourage people to visit your Facebook page and list your products, your services. Just use that space and make it colorful, and it works.
So
there's no extra charge. So.
That's true. It's going through the process. You see mostly a lot of color, a lot of photos. Is that something? Because back in the days it was a white card.
Yep.
There you go. Now I see a lot more. Personally, I use the same. I have my photo on it. I fought that for a long time, but there's no getting around that these days. You see a lot of people doing that outside of the real estate industry.
I still have a lot of traditional businesses that will have white cards with raised print on it. Those are your attorneys, your accountants, those sort of things, and I think those work really well for them. But now with digital printing, it's so much fun to bring in all of that color, and it can be a full color one. You can have a full color picture of yourself on your card. You don't want, if you're trying to brand yourself, you don't want to brand yourself with every color, but it's still nice to be able to introduce color to the card. So, still try to stick to one or two colors as far as your branding, but yet if you want to bring a photo, then you have the opportunity to do that too, because that would be full color. So.
And do you welcome businesses to come down to your store or contact you on Facebook? What's the best way for businesses to find you?
Whatever way is easiest for them. And I check my Facebook page and my email and my telephone messages, and and we're here. With our winter hours, we're here Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 5 o'clock, and then we'll expand Memorial Weekend after that to be open 6 days a week, with Monday being the off day. Okay. That seems to be the traditional thing they do in the downtown area, is to be off on Monday.
They give you a day off? You give yourself a day off?
We don't have. I am at home doing design work on Mondays.
That must be a challenge with being here and then having your other work to do.
Yeah, it is. But I love what I do, and so as other people who enjoy what they do, they don't mind putting in all of those extra hours, and it's satisfying. I'm also at a point in my life where my children are all grown, so I get to do that. Still have to leave room for the grandchildren, though.
Uh-oh. Absolutely. So you have a lot going on between the store hours here, plus you're working at home. How do you fit all this in? And I know you're on committees, too, with Sandwich Chamber.
Well, I have to say I'm very lucky here in the shop. I have a wonderful lady and friend, Mary Kennan, who works in the shop and loves working in the shop, so it's nice to have somebody here that's talented, smart. She used to own a retail shop in her past life, so she enjoys being here, and I call her my inventory queen because she keeps everything straight in the computer. So I'm lucky to have her and happy to have her.
That's great. Fantastic. And just to jump back, Facebook. What is it?
It's facebook.com/stationers.
Okay.
And that's our
Stations. Okay.
And that's our fan page. And frequently I'll put postings about new products, new services, whatever we're doing here in the shop. It's a challenge. I mean, anybody who's opening up a business, it's a challenge to try to keep up with the ads, print ads you're supposed to do, and all of your social media work that you should be doing. So it's a lot of work, but it's enjoyable.
So you're here. People are looking for your business logo or a gift. Teenagers. It's affordable. It doesn't say "I love you." It's just something nice. And there's lots here for people, for all kinds of people that can come through here and pick up something nice for a gift or something to do. I saw some big puzzles, a lot going on that end.
Yeah, we have silly things. We have crowns for birthdays that you can, wear and give to the birthday girl or guy, and candles that say special things like ish. So you would add it to the
ish
to the 30 or the 40 ish. There are lots of unexpected things to find here, and I always enjoy people looking around the shop and finding a little treasure in the shop, and they frequently thank me and thank you for being here and thank you for carrying this, and it's so satisfying that way that it's a different kind of shop than you will see in the area.
It says a lot to you, as you've been involved with the chamber for a while, so you know the health of Sandwich, and in this economy where in other companies and other businesses going out, you start something brand new, and which is a tie to something. It works. It's a tie to something that you were already doing. It's very encouraging that you took that jump, and good for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was from every time my husband and I would go to a town, we would always visit the area stationery shop. We still do. We were in Lexington, Concord recently, and we were scouting out the stationery shop in Lexington, the stationery shop in Concord. But it's something I've always liked to do, with the idea that I wanted to open up a shop. So, living the dream, I guess you could say.
Fantastic.
And, yeah, it's fun. And, you hear about that more and more with people down here on the Cape. So
it is an eclectic group down on the Cape. We were talking about that earlier. So many people have different backgrounds. You must have some long conversations at the counter, I would think, with people coming through here and telling their stories.
They do. I mean, it's a small enough shop that, they talk about their family, they talk about where they travel, they talk about, who's coming to visit them. So it's good. It's fun.
Thanks so much for joining us here on Sandwich Chamber Presents. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Oh, thank you, Joe. And, SCTV and all of their work is wonderful for our community.
Fantastic. If you're interested in watching more Sandwich Chamber Presents or any other event that Sandwich TV records, you can go to sandwichtv.org, video on demand. Thank you so much for watching.